Hello everyone, this is ATHAIA bringing you Game 3 of Goody versus Sen in the Zotac Cup Series 6. Goody once again wishing his opponent good luck and Sen returning the favor. This map going to be played out on Steps of War, which is only a two-player map, so once again both players will know where the other one is spawning. And both players are selecting their races. I have not seen anybody playing random in this tournament yet, so of course everybody going into this eyes open knowing what they're going up against as far as races go. And this map, as you can see, right through the middle, very short rush distance, so we may see some very early attacks, whether it be a proxy or just straight on mass zealot or mass zerglings. And I'm sorry, I do apologize if I'm making any weird noises or have any awkward pauses, because for me, allergies have officially kicked in. So my throat and my sinuses are just bothering me a lot. So I apologize if that is at all bothering you guys. But anyways, looking into this game, we are 1-1 right now. Goody took the first match and Sen took the second match on Lost Temple. So these players are duking it out. This is the tiebreaker match. Whoever wins this one will move on to the championship game. And Goody throwing down his gateway again. Very similar openers from what we've seen from him for the past few matches that he's played. So it looks like he has an opener that he pretty much likes to start with. We haven't seen any crazy cheese from him. And from Sen, we did see some creative play from him. He does have a typical opener that he likes to start with, which is putting his spawning pool down on the 14 drone, which is pretty common. Although from there, we saw some pretty creative play with Nidus Worms last game. He was able to get some Nidus Worms up on the cliff right next to Goody's expansion, and he spawned some spine crawlers up there, which were able to hit a couple of the chunks from his mineral line, and he was also able to hit the assimilator and some other pylons and such that he had built too close to that cliff. If you have not watched that game, I would suggest watching it. Some very creative play, especially with the Nidus Worms. I have not seen anybody use Nidus Worms quite as heavily as what Sen did that last game, and I thought it was executed pretty well, considering how early we are still in the beta. But anyways, it looks like the spawning pool just finishing, this probe down here doing a little bit of damage, and the Roach Warren, of course, going up. Roach is very, very potent against Zealots in the early game, although it looks like a probe and a Zealot once again moving out to put some early pressure onto Sen, and Sen is, of course, responding typically because he is probably aware that this is coming at this point, especially with the Overlord, which has spotted the Zealot in the probe, and a proxy pylon going outside of his base. So seeing kind of a similar build as what we saw last time. Eventually, Goody was trying to put up cannons outside of his base. Luckily, Sen was able to hold it off because he had some pretty good micro with his roaches and his queen. This time we'll see the pylon is a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if he has he does have a forge just now, so it looks like he is going to be trying to put down some cannons. One cannon going down right now, which if he doesn't manage to get roaches out here relatively quickly, this could be a troublesome spot for him. And a second cannon going down. I'm not sure exactly what that queen's doing, getting out there in front of everything, because if he loses that queen, that could be big, big trouble for him. And having to back out there, the queen does manage to take down one of the probes, a couple of the zerglings going down, and this queen, oh my goodness, it's very, very low, and the queen goes down. That is bad news bears for Sen right now. He could be in a very tough spot, especially with these cannons finishing. So Sen is going to be completely blocked into his base until he's able to find a way to get out of there, which with more and more cannons going down by Goody, I don't know how long it's going to be before he's able to do that. One Zealot narrowly making it away with just a few hit points. This Zealot as well very low in hit points, although his shields have regenerated, as will this Zealot very shortly here. So Sen already in a pretty tough spot. This is not where you want to be going into the last game of a best-of-3 match. He does have a decent amount of roaches here, starting to build them up, although he's going to have to find some kind of an opening or a way to get out of his base before this steamrolls and builds up enough to actually do some serious damage. And another cannon going down, 4 cannons at his base, and with those cannons being at the very bottom of this expansion, or I'm sorry, of this ramp rather, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to take it down because of how narrow this opening is. There's just going to be a lot of ranged firepower coming at him before he's able to get any shots in on that. It looks like he is already going for his lair, so teching up a lot faster than he did last game, obviously partially because he cannot expand right now. So the fast expansion no longer an option for Sen. He is going to have to try to resort to tech. I'm guessing we're going to see him go for some early Mutalisks to try to get around. I'm sure he's hoping that if all of this money is being invested in trying to block off the front of his base, that there is not much in the defense on his middle line, which you can see he is now putting down 1 cannon. Goody probably aware that that is exactly what Sen is trying to do, despite the fact that he cannot see inside his base right now. And of course both Vespine Geysers mining, because because Mutalisks are expensive. They are 100 minerals, 100 gas. So if he wants to crank enough minerals out to, or I'm sorry, enough Mutalisks out rather to do some significant damage, he's going to need as much gas as he can get. Although that may not be the route he's going. He is going to go for a Nidus network instead, rather, which, as we saw last game, can be very potent. Although Goody has started putting pylons and such out around the map, trying to get a little bit more eyes on the outskirts of his base so that he can spot any trickery like that may be tried by Sen. Sen does have an Overlord on either base, either side of Goody's base rather, so that he can spot this. So he's not aware that this pylon is there just yet. Actually, I'm sorry, he can't see it on the mini-map, but it doesn't look like he's seen it fully warped in. So he does have a very, very short vision right in this area. He may be trying to squeeze it in over here. Actually, no, he's going to try to squeeze it in over here. One lone stalker trying to